Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to this Friday morning edition of Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning as we get ready for a great outdoor weekend with some great weather. And our weather is brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. Now, one of the departments they have there is a business education department. I know several teachers there, and I know I've had students go through there. Excellent programs. So run by and check out the business education department there at Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. It's going to get up to 87 degrees today. Low tonight is going to be 61, and water temperature has dropped 1 degree now. It's dropped 1 degree down to 78. So it's been a really slow drop, but it is dropping. The Apalachicola River system has stayed the same. It's been at a 0.3 for about a month now. It's been between 0.3 and 0.5. The Choctawhatchee is reading a nice 2.1. It's going to be a beautiful weekend on the rivers. If you get a chance to get on any one of the big rivers, the Choctawhatchee or the Apalachicola, certainly take advantage of it, especially those feeder creeks. I've been getting some good reports on the feeder creeks going into both of those rivers. Have really been holding some nice crops, and it's been some nice catches there. Speaking of catches, I just got off the phone with the pier, and they catch some nice kings out there. I'll talk about that later on in the report. Okay, our tides, our low tide in Panama City is going to be at 4:08 this morning and a high tide at 8:13 tonight. I also tried to call Sea Quarters Marina, and they're busy, which is a good sign. They're busy loading up a boat with ice and all, and I try to get them later. I may try to call them during a commercial break, but I know down there it's the last weekend of grouper season, and I'll guarantee you there'll be a lot of folks down there going after those grouper off Carabel. Okay, so give a shout out to all the folks down at Sea Quarters in Carabel. Let's take our first break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's get started with a couple of interesting pictures. Now, I've showed you this first picture before. This is an archery shop. We're talking about safety and equipment and all. This is I showed you this about 3 weeks ago, and I was talking about it in class yesterday, and I was trying to find out. I didn't really know where this happened. I just found this picture and didn't really know where it happened, but I asked one of my students if they could look it up, and folks, within 1 minute, he found all the information on this picture. It happened in Auburn, New York, at a Bass Pro Shop. A guy was target practicing back behind the store in the building there, and the arrow was too short. So I thought that was interesting. I'm getting to the point where being safe in all the equipment. Now, the reason I show that one to you again, because what happened, I got a picture. This is from Mike Heppenstall sent me a picture of his nephew. Okay, check this one out, folks. This happened here locally. Hey, this is Mike. My nephew was at a range keeping up his bow hunting skills Sunday afternoon. Everything was going good till he shot this arrow. It shattered when he released the arrow, and a section of the arrow went into his arm, missing all the main arteries. He was very fortunate. The only thing I can think of is the arrow had a weak spot and couldn't withstand the pressure from the compound bow. Always check the equipment thoroughly. And like I say, that's Mike Heppenstall's nephew. Now, safety of equipment is so important. We talk about tree stand safety a lot, the ladders, your straps and everything, make sure the stands are there. But archery, now, I didn't want to go y'all out this morning, but archery can be dangerous because you got so much pressure now on these modern bows. When you come back with a compound and you let go of it, you just have a huge amount of stress and pressure going in there. And we've started archery unit at school, and I'm very careful about checking our arrows. In fact, I found one yesterday that had a stress fracture in it, and I immediately threw that away. Although our bows aren't that strong, it's not worth taking a chance of it. So, with all of your equipment and all, just don't take it for granted. Everything is perfect and all. Always just check through that stuff, and you can see what could happen. Now that that went through his arm. If that hit an artery, he would have been in serious trouble. That would have been some serious bleeding. So check your equipment and make sure everything is safe on that, okay? Now, a couple things coming up this weekend. Now, I mentioned this yesterday. That Panama City Beach Fall Seafood Festival is going to be at Captain Anderson's restaurant parking lot. There's going to be all kinds of things going on there. A lot of stuff for the kids, some casting and all kinds of things kids can do. It's free of charge. I don't think they're going to have some music later on. They may charge for the music, but they've asked me to do a history tent, so I'm going to have a lot of the pictures from my book and a lot of the paraphernalia, like some sounding leads and a lot of those stuff I've collected over the years. And what I call it is a little traveling museum of our Bay County history of fishing and boat building. So if you get a chance, come out there and just look at it, spend some time with me. I'd love to talk to you. I won't be there tonight. I have a previous commitment, but I will be there Saturday from 12 o'clock till about 8 o'clock. And also, I'm going to have some Panhandle Outdoor decals. I need to take some of these with me, and I'll give you some of these decals if you want a decal to put on your truck or car. So get a chance. I think it's really important our community supports this kind of historical endeavor, and I appreciate the Seafood Festival. Pam Anderson and Captain Anderson just bent over backward just to get us situated and make sure everything's set up, and I appreciate the whole staff out there at Captain Anderson for doing this. So come by and see us, okay? And we'll talk about a lot of different things. Now let's go over. I was thinking last night with the young people we had on yesterday. Brandon gave that tip. I just want to repeat the tip he gave. First of all, if you saw the fish, the pictures of the fish that he caught, that was some quality fish. I mean, those redfish there, they could go in Florida Sportsman Magazine, any issue they have. And those fish he caught within the last couple of weeks now. He wasn't going back years ago. This is just the last couple of weeks he's caught it. And remember, I asked Brandon, I said, Brandon, if you could just give our viewers one tip. It may be coming from a 17-year-old boy, but I tell you, his tip was excellent. He said, make that first cast count. And that is so true. That's why I want to repeat it today, because you see the results, and he knows it as a youngster because he spent a lot of time on the water. And I know a lot of young people spend a lot of time on the water, but he's very observant, and it shows in the results of his fishing endeavors. Okay. Now, one more thing going on tomorrow. If you get a chance to go out to the jetties, Divers Den is doing a special. If you just want to get introduced to a little bit of scuba diving, they're going to have all the equipment out there, like in knee-deep water. You can put it on out there in a kiddie pool and just get a feel of it. And then you can swim along with them to the jetties, and just the experience of seeing those jetties and seeing all the fish along those rocks and all it's breathtaking, really. If the first time you go down there, it really is. And you go down different depths and all, and they'll be with you. Excellent opportunity. Normally they charge $100. They have good rates at $100. But if you watch Panhandle Outdoors, they told us this week they do it for $60. You get a chance, call Divers Den and make them, get all the details on it. It's a really good situation there too. Also, I always talk about on Fridays. Friday night football in the Panhandle. It's just always fun, always special occasion. And it's been that way to me since I was a little kid. And I could see the lights from a distance and hear the band playing as we were going up and all, and hear the crowd. It's just it's special. Tonight I will be over in Bluntstown watching Bluntstown Tigers. Franklin County Seahawks are coming to town. Coach Josh Rice bringing his boys over to Bluntstown, and I'm going to go up there and enjoy that ball game tonight. So if y'all watch the show, every time I go up there to Bluntstown or Franklin County, I always see folks that watch Panhandle Outdoors. It really makes me feel good. I was up at Freeport not too long ago, so saw some folks over there. So anyway, Friday night football. Get a chance to go watch some of it. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's take this break, and we'll be right back with some good, important news. I'm going to give you some news. We're going to have a November sweepstakes, okay? Oh, welcome back. As if you don't have anything to do this last weekend of October, here's something else to check out on Saturday over here. Spooky Spiders at the E.O. Wilson Biophilia Center. This is cool. 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock presentation, and you're going to learn about the variety of spiders in Northwest Florida. And it's the Arachnid's fan. It's really cool. If my schedule wasn't booked, I'd love to go see that. Spiders, all spiders aren't bad. They're sort of cool the way they do things, and also you can find out a lot about those if you get a chance, okay? Now, I'm going to get a fishing report in that last section, but I just want to mention again what I said earlier during the weather. The freshwater fishing has been excellent in the last 2 weeks, so if you get a chance, I'm just lining up you some weekend activities, okay? Get a chance, you can do that too. Now, and also, that's freshwater. Also in saltwater, I don't think I've ever heard as many reports on sailfish being caught right offshore here than I have this past 2 weeks. A lot of sailfish, they're catching them out of kayaks, these stand-up paddle boards, they're catching them that way. Again, a lot of pictures, I see these pictures on Facebook, and a lot of communication doing it that way and all. Okay? Now, let's see what else we're going to talk about. Oh, yeah. November is always, October is just such a great month. November to me has always sort of been a letdown between October and Thanksgiving. A lot of things are closing, like dove season is going to be wrapping up this weekend, then it's going to pick back up on November 10th. Now, the second phase of dove season starts on November 10th, and it'll go through, I think, the 26th, or 10 through 26th. So dove season will be closing down this weekend. But if you get a chance, go to the website and check out all of the dates. But most of my information is coming straight from the FWC website. What I want to mention was November. What I want to do in November is try to put a little sweepstakes together between the last day of October and the Thanksgiving. And so what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you some of the prizes we're going to give at our sweepstakes. I always just sort of get stuff together throughout the year and just pick out one month, which I call sort of a dead month. Not a lot going on. It's right before a big hunt season, and of course Thanksgiving hunt season, and groupers closing out. Not a lot going on right those first couple of weeks of November. So we're going to start giving stuff away starting in November, and we're going to just draw. And if you haven't registered for any of our prizes, just send me an email and all, and it'll be the same. If you've already registered for this year, you'll be eligible. Of course, Jeff's tape will get several of these DVDs away. Great tape. I can't get over how well this is done. So this is walk through nature all along the coast from Carabel all the way over to Pensacola. Some really good stuff. A lot of state park pictures and all. We'll give away a lot of DOA lures. Give a lot of those away. Remember our famous floating pliers? We're still going to give some of those away. And a couple of our DVDs on Night and Hell. Some really nice big bucks in these DVDs. That's going to be some of it. Of course, caps and everything. Got a lot of that stuff coming off. A nice, if you fish anywhere offshore within just a mile or so, you've got to have one of these marking buoys. This is a really nice one. Got that from Blue Water Outrigger. So going to give that away. Also for the hunters, let me reach down here. How about this? Another feeder right here? Excellent feeder. You can, even if you don't hunt, you can use this feeder just in your backyard or somewhere for squirrels or for birds and all. Really neat. And it's got a timer on it. You can set up all kind of stuff. That's just, and then of course I've got T-shirts and all kind of stuff. So that's just a sampling of all the different things we're going to be giving away starting in November. So if you haven't registered, be sure and register with me. Coming up soon. Now, also grouper season, wrapping up the last weekend of grouper season. Now, it looks like it's going to be a little bit breezy this weekend, so you may not want to get too far off, but if you're on a big boat, it won't be quite as bad. But if you get a chance, I know a lot of folks are catching grouper inshore. I see reports almost daily, really, of nice grouper being caught in the base systems and some deep holes and all, so that'll be a good chance to go there. Now, let's get ready for our Tarpon Rock seafood. My drawing, I can't find what I do with my drawing there, Jeff? Okay, we're going to get ready to draw for Tarpon Rock seafood. You see it anywhere? Our $25, our red snapper we'll give away each week, and our $25 gift certificate to Tarpon Rock seafood. So, I'll tell you what, we'll take a break now while I look for that. We'll take a break, and we're going to come back, and I'll have that. We'll get ready to do our drawing, okay? All right, folks, we found it. You won't believe where it was. This was right directly behind me. That's why I looked to my right, looked to my left, and couldn't find it. It was directly behind me. I just had it out early before the show, so I knew it was here. So we're going to do our first one from Tarpon Rock Seafood for this weekend. It's going to be for a $25 gift certificate, and the winner is Lord Estes. Lord Estes, winner for $25 Tarpon Rock Seafood. Come by there and get you some shrimp or oysters or some nice fresh fish. Now here's a big red snapper. The winner of the big red snapper is Joseph Scott. So Lord Estes and Joseph Scott, you're the two winners for this week. And now if you get a chance now, go ahead, and if you haven't registered, our November prizes will be drawn out of the same thing right here. So if you get a chance, go ahead and register. All right, I want to thank Tarpon Rock Seafood for doing that. All right, now also let's go over our times. I don't have time to post it. It's right here, our times for today. We're looking at 10:15 to 12:15, 10:15, 12:15 tonight, from 10:45 to 12:45. Okay, that's right there. I don't know if y'all know that's magnetic. That's how those little fish stick on there. People ask me what kind of magic that is. Now let's get our Tarpon Rock Seafood, our famous Friday fishing forecast. And if you don't get a whole forecast, remember you can check on the website and go to the Friday fishing forecast, and we put it up there every week. And I was thinking driving in, what's so neat about this Friday fishing forecast is that we keep it updated. And I check a lot of other fishing forecasts too. Sometimes they're like a month or two old, and it's really frustrating if you're trying to find out different areas and all. But we really take pride in our fishing forecast, and so we put it on there and put it there once a week. Now, I don't want to take credit for it, because I want the credit to go to these guys out in the field, like with Captain Blair Morgan. are these guys that each week, or the guys at a pier I talk to down in St. Joe, Apalachicola people that send me reports and let me know, and I'm constantly get reports almost daily basis on what people catching. And with that, with the media the way it is now, with your Facebook and your emails and all, that people just want, and even my students with their phone pictures, they're bringing, if it's not something they caught, it's something their dad or uncle caught this past week or something. So that gives me, I'm just very blessed to be able to sort of get a whole variety of different reports coming in. Then I want to share that with you, the viewer, so you can have your good weekend fishing. So we're going to start down, with that being said, we're going to start down at Carabel. Okay, Carabel, what they're doing, like I said earlier, they're getting ready, they're loading the boats up right now. A lot of ice, they're going to go out and do some grouper fishing. But the red fishing has been really good. I'm going to point out one area that they like to catch redfish in. Coming out of the mouth here, if you go straight across here behind the backside of Dog Island, and if you want to take a left right up here, in this area right here, there's some excellent red fishing, okay? Now, when grouper season ends, they're going to be doing a lot of red fishing. Now, let's go over here. I want to go to Apalachicola Bay. I want to zoom in here. Let's take a look at Apalachicola Bay, and the fishing down there is excellent. First of all, triple tail fishing has been really good. But what I want to do, I want to zoom in back here. You got Bob Sykes Cut, okay? I'm going to put it right here in the center. I'm going to zoom in. And what I want you to look at, and we're going to get in a little bit close. That's Bob Sykes Cut. And they may or may not show up. But there's some really, right to the right of there, or some, it's what's called the plantation. All right, yeah, we're going to even get up closer. Can y'all see those docks right there, folks? Good, excellent. Okay, see these docks right in here? These docks hold some really nice redfish. They go on down right through here. There's some real, and these docks go way out. And you can get. I'll zoom back out a little bit now since you've seen the docks. But you can take a run through here and fish. You can spend a whole day, or a good half day, fishing these docks all through here and catch some nice fish. Because what's happening, everything's being funneled through Bob Sykes Cut. And this is some natural area over here. But what's happened, October is famous for the big bull reds and Bob Sykes Cut. But a lot of them are hanging around these docks, and when outgoing tides, they're going to come right out of here. So if you get a chance to fish those docks, I'll go back out here and show you exactly where they are. If you're putting in an Apalachicola, you go straight out to the Bob Sykes Cut. Let's see. Okay, you can put it in right there at the bridge. You want to put it in at the bridge right here. It's just a straight shot south, really, and that's the cut right there. If you got a big boat and all, nothing to worry about. A small boat, you want to maybe watch out for the waves and all, and make sure that you got a good situation there. But again, the triple tail around these buoys here, nice triple tails being caught in here, and also back here behind St. Vincent Island, right here behind St. Vincent Island, there's a group of buoys right through here, and it brought in some nice triple tails there. Okay, and also this is going to be some good red fishing right through here. So Apalachicola Bay has been really hot. Okay, now let's go over to St. Joe Bay. We'll skip over to St. Joe Bay and get it set up. Now, if you heard Blair, he had a buddy the other day. He had 4 bull minnows, and he went over there to the seawall and caught 4 flounder. Now that's pretty good odds. That's about 1,000 right there. And what I got a kick out of, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you just have a small amount of time, and you just want to go out for an hour or so. And sometimes you, of course, have a lot of time, and we get all kind of baits and all. But being flexible and just catching a few bait and going out there and fishing just for a short period of time is a lot of fun. A lot of times we just want to prepare, and by the time we get ready to go fishing, we spend all the time preparing and all instead of just going there fishing. So let's look at St. Joe Bay. Where they were catching them, okay? Was catching those flounder right up in here, this area right here. Of course, this is the canal that connects the waterways right there. So here's Port St. Joe, and we'll zoom in a little bit closer, okay? And you can see the St. Joe, put that more in the center. You can see the St. Joe marina, okay? And what happens, you can fish off that wall. That's the old paper mill site. This whole area right here is the old paper mill site. And here's the marina right here, the boat's in here. But it's a public fishing right here. And it's a really deep water through here, then it sort of shallows up right in here. Those big ships used to come in here up all along the paper mill and unload, and it goes way back history, about the 1930s. They kept it dredged out and all. They've caught tarpon here, they've caught kings here, but the flounder fishing has been excellent right in there, okay? Now let's go to the other part of St. Joe Bay. It's amazing the amount of time this takes, isn't it, Jeff? Okay, now, you know what we've already showed, just remember what we did last week. We showed where Pigs Island was. Between Pigs Island and the state park, over right there, I'm going to show you Pigs Island and State Park. Okay, we got it right here. Pigs Island and State Park. Here's Pigs Island and State Park right here. This has been excellent fishing this week for speckled trout and redfish right in here. Here's Black's Island here. So you right up in here. And what you need to do, if you got you get a drift right through here. I've had some great days fishing just a southern drift right through here. And the flounder's starting to show up right in here too. So that takes care of St. Joe Bay. Now let's quickly go over to St. Andrew Bay system, move over to East Bay. Folks, East Bay has been red hot. There's no other way to say it. East Bay, they have really caught some nice redfish out of East Bay. I've seen the pictures and talked to people who've been catching them, okay? And they've been catching them in this area. Here's the Tindall Bridge here, all up through here on the eastern shoreline. They've been catching some nice reds all through here in the mouth of Sandy Creek, okay? And there's also been a nice school of reds right in here. And that's coming directly from the fishermen. I've had to work all week, but some of those guys had a chance to fish. Now, also West Bay. As you saw yesterday, you had an eyewitness. I'm about to run out of time. West Bay, okay, between West Bay Point right here, West Bay Point and Crooked Creek has been really good. And also down here around some of the docks right through here. That dock comes out where the old ice plant used to be. It's held some nice grouper there too. Okay, I'm running out of time. If you want to, check the website, get the rest of the fishing report there. Also the times, all week long, the times are also. So what I do, this is typed up, and on here is all your times on what day the fishing off. Okay, wrapped up another week on Panhandle Outdoors, folks. I've enjoyed doing it. Appreciate y'all watching the show. Appreciate you supporting our sponsors. Now listen, sometime today and all weekend, you find time to do something good for somebody. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.